Hello, YouTube people. So it is in the evening, and I wanted to show you my 2015-2016 homeschool planner. I shot this video in the morning. I thought, I got up early. I thought I'd be like super cool and set up my son's tripod and figure out how to hook the camera onto it. And I shot like this 26-minute video while everybody was still sleeping, and was so impressed with myself. And then I looked at the camera, or I looked at the video and realized that half the planner wasn't even in the shot. So a lot of what I was talking about wouldn't even have made sense. Then my niece came over and we canned like 1,000,005 jars of spaghetti sauce. And now it's like 6 o'clock at night and I am exhausted. And I know how like super lame that sounds. So the house is quiet. My husband's upstairs with the kids watching a movie. I'm in bed shooting this video, eating like leftover clam chowder that I made like 4 days ago. So I'm sure that's going to totally come back and bite me. But I wanted to get this video done and out. So here is my 2015-2016 planner. Now, as you guys know from a previous video, I like to make my own planner. I'm not really fond of bought pre-done ones. But last spring, I had this surgery I wasn't expecting to have, and I think I was just feeling kind of overwhelmed by thinking about the new school year and was freaking out and being all weird. And I remembered I had all these credits on my Erin Condren account from planners I'd bought in previous years and from people using a referral code that I had, which gave me credit also. And the teacher planner at the time, I think, was like 25% off. So, full disclosure, probably... I don't know that I would buy this again if I hadn't got it for such a good price. The other thing too is my son, who's going into 9th grade, is finally at an age where he's catching up to some of the stuff his older sister had done. And so I'm able to reuse some of our homeschool resources. And so my budget for that was freed up a little bit. And yeah, I thought I'd get myself something nice. So we'll see. I may just completely fall in love with this thing, and this will be the only one I ever use for the rest of the 4 years I'm teaching him. So I don't know. We'll see. I'll see how it works this year and let you guys know. But so far, totally in love with this. So with all Erin Condren planners, you're going to get this hard laminated front cover, hard laminated back cover. You're going to get this really durable spiral binding. There's like I don't even know, like 100 or so, tons of different covers you can pick. I picked this one just because I like this quote. This is the name of our homeschool, and then it says 2015, 2016 below. I'm really loving the whole chalkboard thing that's been going on lately. And so, anyway, that's why I picked it. So you open it up, and it says Teacher's Lesson Planner. This was made for like public private school teachers, a teacher with a lot of classes or a lot of students and stuff. So it's not really designed for a homeschool person. But I'm going to show you how I changed mine and made it so that it'll work for me. It does come with this little ruler. I actually do use the rulers for my planners, but for the teacher planner, this is quite a bit bigger than the regular life planner. The life planner's like to here and to like here. And so this ruler works for that. For here, if I wanted to use this for a full page line, I wouldn't be able to do that. So it's kind of, I think in here it's kind of useless to me. And then, you know what? I just realized the next page I have my address and everything all just out there in the open for you. So let me cover that real quick. And it's covered. Okay. So you open it up, there's another little quote. Of course, Erin Condren is known for all these little, the quotes that she puts in. Then there's a page that says all about me, and there's a place for you to put like your name and your phone number and all that kind of stuff. Then there's a thing here for access codes, usernames, and passwords. I don't know that I'm going to use this. I don't know that I would put all that in a binder that I'm carrying around and could lose. And then there's a thing for web resources. I probably would use that. And then this was just a sticker that I had. So let me flip the page. Oh, so the next page, I already set this up for how I wanted to use it. So sorry, you're not going to see how it actually came to me. But there are 2 pages here. and I just glued them together because on this page it was, what was it? It was like classroom volunteers and helpers or something like that. And then the other page was for when you have a substitute teacher, like instructions for the substitute teacher. And I wish I had a substitute teacher, but I don't. So that is not something I would be using. So then you turn the page, and this is holidays and dates to remember, and it's laid out by the year, July through June. That's in yellow, and my old eyes, I can't see. So this is really cool. It has like all of these different holidays that would be in any planner, like Independence Day or Christmas or Hanukkah or Flag Day, that kind of stuff. But it also has more school-related holidays, like E.B. White's birthday, Johnny Appleseed's birthday, Beverly Cleary's birthday, Dr. Seuss's birthday, National Library Week, so that kind of stuff. So I didn't change this page. I'll use this page. I think it's kind of cool. The next page I did change. This said, what it is, it said happy birthday, and it's, again, July through June, and for, a teacher to put down birthdays for her class. But I have just my kids, and I know their birthdays, so I decided to use this for something else. So I just did some washi tape, a sticker, or no, I guess this is another piece of washi tape, and then I just used my label maker to make the word supplies. And so what I plan to do, as you can see here, is write down the supplies I need for that, whatever that month is, whether it's for history or art or science or whatever we're working on. So that's what I'm going to use that for. These are just sticky notes. I am trying to figure out this child's schedule so that we're not doing school for 10 hours a day, because he's got a lot of stuff he wants to do this year, and I'm trying to figure out how to make it all work and have it be reasonable. So the next tab, you can see it here. This did say, there's a shine on it. This did say attendance, and I'll show you in a minute what that looks like. But in our state, we're not required at all to take attendance. So that's not something that I would use. So I just took some washi tape and covered that, and then used my label maker and wrote, did the label maker to say logs and lists. And so when you turn the page, this said, we missed you, or something like that. And it was a place for you to write down all of your students' names and the date, or I don't know, stuff like that for an attendance log. And so I used my label maker again, put this little label on here. It says books, essays, and readings. This again was just a sticker I had. This is like a chalkboardy kind of washi tape. And I got this idea from another YouTuber. I can't remember her name, but when I go to put this up, I will find her and put a link to her video below, so you can see what she did to her book, because I did take some of her ideas and use them. So anyway, this is books, essays, and readings. So I've just written down I've started writing down some of the essays and readings. I have not put in yet the books that he'll be reading. And then the next page, again, was another attendance. And I changed this to documentaries, lectures, and videos. And I've written down all the lectures and videos, whether they be on YouTube, whether they be from the Great Courses DVDs that we're using this year, and wrote them all down. And again, it's the title. I'll put in the date that we watched them, or that we're planning to watch, or something, I don't know. And then there's a little checkbox here. And then the next page I changed to library and borrowed, and again, just a list of library books. Field trips, I only have one idea down here yet, because I'm still working on this, but I was really, really bad last year about taking the kids on field trips and doing stuff, and so I want to be more intentional this year about doing that, finding things that tie into what he's learning. And I keep saying the reason for that is that my youngest child is going into 9th grade. We have a daughter who is starting her senior year, and then we have a son who is starting his senior year of college. So my daughter's starting her senior of high school. She's pretty much, actually, she's kind of done. She just has a couple of classes that she wants to do and stuff that, she's going to be done by December. And so we have a kind of a different system set up for her just because she's more independent already, and I don't need to set this whole lesson plan book and add her in for just the little amount that she has left to do. So I'm using this really just for my 9th grader. So, and then let's see, what's this? Oh, the tab says graph, and so when you turn it, you have all of these pages of graph paper. And this is not something I added, this is part of it. This up here is part of it. It says log it, graph it, map it, group it, track it. And so as a teacher with a lot of students, you could use this in a lot of different ways. I'm using it just kind of as notes. So I have tasks here, and I'm writing down things I need to get done right now before the school year starts. And then this is just notes on some of the different resources we're using, the chapter headings, so I know kind of where we are and I can plan, to help me plan without having to drag all the books out. Another page where I did that, this I added. This is a list of all of the microscope slides that we have. He's doing biology this year, and there's actually, he's doing Apologia Biology, and so there's a biology set of slides that you get for that, and we just received it long ago, so I actually haven't added that in, but these are slides we already had, and some of those tie into biology. It's not part of the curriculum, but as we're reading and we see certain things, I'll know, oh, we have a slide on that, so it'll be just kind of a little extra bonus thing. This is a list of all the resources he's going to be using this year, and then this is a list of his STEAM resources, and I haven't added this in, but if I don't write stuff down and have it in one place, I'll forget that I have the book. I'll forget that we have that experiment. And so if I have it all in one place, it makes it easier for me. So I have a place to write down the resources we have for his science stuff, his technology, his engineering, his art, and his math. Then the next page, oh, there's another blank one. I haven't decided what I'm using with that. The next one says year plan. When you turn the page, it is a year at a glance, long-range planning. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I have that kind of master list started back here of field trips. I may plot in here like the actual months and when we're doing them. I may put in just like things like vacations that are coming up or days that I know we're going to have off. So that's probably what I'm going to do with that. And then when you turn the page, you start the months. Now the months, you can get this planner when you order it. You can have it start in any month that you want. So I've seen them start in as early as June, some in July, some in August. Our first day of school is going to be in the first part of September, so I had mine started. I picked September as my start month. And then each of the cover pages have a kind of a different design. And then some of them I've added little stickers that I already had. So like this is September. Let me reach across here. This is October. December. So you can kind of see that they're each a different design. And then let me go back to September here. So at the beginning of each month, you're going to have a blank page for notes. You're going to have this cover sheet with the month tab. And then you're going to have an undated monthly spread. And so Erin Condren, when you order this, I guess now these come with the sticker pack to add the dates. I think I had to buy mine separate back in the spring when I ordered it. But it comes with all the stickers that correspond, like color goes with the month for you to put in. And I don't know how I'm going to use this because I've always had a month thing in here. And I've never really used it because I have my own planner that I use for that kind of stuff to write down dates and days off and all that. So I think since I'm only using this for one child now, I think what I'm going to do is use this kind of as a journal because my son he's like hysterical. I think every day he says something that cracks me up. or he does something, or we talk about something memorable. And so I think I'm going to use this as kind of a little mini journal to just jot down a memory from each day to kind of keep track of his high school years. So anyway, it goes through, at the end of each month, you have another 2-page, and at the top it's going to say what's going on in September, or what's going on in October, or November, or whatever. And so there's a lot of space for notes, and then it just goes through, the rest of the year. So mine starts in September and runs through August, and then in August you get your 2-page of what's going on in August. You get, there's another note page, and then there's another quote. And, I do love this quote, but had I known that this was going to be actually in the planner, I might have picked a different cover, but I still like the quote, so I'm not too, broken up about that. And then you have lessons. So this is what the lesson page looks like, and I'll do a close-up so you can see better, but let me go to it. So it comes like this. It doesn't come like this. It comes with, it has like the week number for you to fill in. Then these were blank. These were stickers I added. I don't know if I can peel one of these off for you. Okay. So this is what it looks like on each of those. It says, you see that? Subject, period, and time. And it does that across. It has, 7 places. And then, let me stick that back on and I'll fix that later. And then on here, I've covered these up, but it said Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So, I don't know how you all do in your homeschool. Maybe you guys are a lot more organized than I am. Maybe your life is perfect and everything goes magically along like it's supposed to, but that's not how it is in my home. So I was getting so frustrated with having actual dates written down in my planner because, it's, Thursday, October 27th, and this is what we have planned on that day. Well, guess what? Their dad's home and he wants to go hiking for the day and do family day. And part of the reason we're homeschooling is so that we have the ability to do that, and the opportunity to do that. So it messes up my whole planner, and then I get all stressed out because now I'm off track and stuff. So what I decided to do this year is do these little stickers, and I'll show you in just a minute where I got these. But I just put these over all the days of the week. And instead of having the day pre-done, it has this little slash here where I can write the date in later. But I just wrote day 1, day 2, day 2, 3, day 5, all the way, day 15, day 14. So I can do that for 180 days, and it's not going to mess me up if we skip a day and we move it to the next day. So, and then up top, I'm lazy. And I was feeling very generous with myself when I ordered this planner. So I went ahead and got the stickers that they're blank stickers, but on the website you can add whatever you want to them. And so I added the subjects we're going to be studying, and then I just stuck those on. So we have math, language arts, history, literature, science, map, notebooking, timeline, and electives. So I know what I'm going to be doing this year is planning 6 weeks at a time. And I haven't finished yet. Obviously, this is all blank and there's missing things. But I want to have 6 weeks at a time done. And I've almost finished the first 6 weeks. And then when we're doing these 6 weeks, I'll start working on the second 6 weeks. We're going to start schooling year-round this year and see how that works for us. Doing 6 weeks on, 6 weeks off. That would be a crazy year. 6 weeks on, 1 week off. But during that 1 week off, I really want that week off too. I don't want to have to be stressing out about the next 6 weeks. So I think I'm going to try to get it all done, just an hour here, a couple hours here, and a half an hour there, and get it finished so that when that week comes around, I can take that week off as well. So I have done quite a bit. Okay, sorry about that. My camera completely went dead on me. Ran out of battery, so I had to change that. So I don't know where I was when I left off, but anyway, I think I was here with the 6-week planning. So I've done quite a bit of the first 6 weeks, as you can see. So now here I have day 30. Now, whether this takes us an actual 6 weeks on the calendar, or if it takes us like 6 weeks in 3 days because we messed around a little, I'm not too worried about that. You know, we have a whole year to make up stuff. So anyway, that is the plan, the lesson plan part of it. There are somewhere between 40 and 44 weeks of this, so lots of places for lessons. And I guess, you know, like I said, I'm only using it for one child this year, but obviously you could tweak this with writing different things and use, like, you know, you could do it for 7 kids and have their lessons and do the Monday through Friday or whatever. You know, there's lots of ways that you could customize this to make it work for your homeschool. So at the end of all of these lesson plan days, and there's a lot of them, the next tab, the final tab, this did say, I guess you can't see it. Okay, Gradebook. This did say checklist, and the reason for that was, I swear, y'all, I'm so sorry. I'm just so tired. Okay, here we go. This was a bunch of checklist pages. And for the regular teacher in a classroom, you could use these for different things. So this is what it looked like before I messed with it, sort of. This is covered with washi tape, but this said student checklist. There's a place for a name. This says emergency kit, so you could have your class roster going down here and then use this as a checklist and write whatever you're checking off on these and then have it for each of your students. So yeah, I don't have all of these students, thank goodness. But so what I did was I used washi tape. I covered up the part that said checklist. I covered up the part that said name. I covered up the part that said emergency kit and used my label maker, say grades. This says first 6 weeks, first semester, and then the date. So I can have a master list of the things that he's going to be graded on. Math quizzes, math tests, science labs, essays that he's writing, all of that, and have that on this line. Write my dates for the first semester, sorry, first 6 weeks of the first semester up here, and then write the grade that he received in these lines. So I have one for each of the 6 weeks that we'll be doing this year. So the last one says third 6 weeks, second semester. Oh, and then, so what's kind of cool is, so like I said, I'll have that master list of the things he's going to be tested, or the quizzes and all that. And then instead of having to write it all over again on the next sheet, this says, I can't zoom in enough for you to see it, but it says fold or cut along this line. I wouldn't cut it, but you can just fold it, and then that list is right there, readily available for the next page. So there's like 8 or so of these, I guess. And then at the end, there's another quote. There are some pre-printed stickers, and these say things like, these aren't ones I'll probably never really use these. Well, I know I won't ever use these, but these say things like assembly, IEP, duty, staff meeting, furlough, holiday. I guess you could use the holiday one. You could use reminder ones. This has like progress reports due, report cards due, benchmark, testing. You know, I might use these, like I said, high school. We do have to do a standardized test here, but you know, it's not going to be very long at all before he's going to be doing the PSAT, SAT, ACT, and all that. So we could use these for the testing days. Computer lab we wouldn't use. Library we might use, but again, I write that stuff down in my own calendar. So, and then this is like first day, last day, emergency drills, and then field trip. And then I was going to show you where I got all those blank stickers from, but they're all gone because I used them. So when you get these 2 sticker sheets that come with it, after these two, you're going to get two more that are just like these, except they don't have any writing on them. And that is what I used in my planner for all of the day 1, day 2, day 3 things. So I used them all up. So, but this is where they came from. And then you have a keep it together little folder thing. And right now I just have my extra stickers in here. And I'm really hoping I have an extra math one to replace that one that I peeled off, which I do. Yay. Okay. And then there are these clear plastic page protectors, and they're really sturdy, really good quality. It comes with one, and then you can order 2 more, which I did because I knew if I didn't, I would want them. And so I will use these for storing our letter of intent that we file each year. I will put in here that master schedule whenever I figure it out. I will put in, I always print off a copy of our local schools district's calendar, so I know when their school day vacations are and all of that. So that's kind of the stuff that I would keep in here. Then there is this zipper pouch, and what comes in this are these little let's get together. And I don't know that you would have the same, if you ordered this, I don't know if you would get the exact same things I have, because I've heard that people get different things. It's not always exactly the same, but I got these little let's get together cards with little circly paper clip doodads. And then I also got these stickers that have our school name on them and match the design of my cover. So there were 3 of these, 3 sets of 2. And then there were some, just some fun sample labels from some of the other patterns that she has on her website. So I will not be keeping these in this pouch. I think what I'm going to use this pouch for are those pens that I use in the planner. So for each subject, I have a different color for each subject. Just visually, it helps me differentiate between math and history and all that. And these are the Pilot Friction ballpoint pens, and these are so cool. So let me show you. They are a clicky pen. And let me get here. I'll use this. Let me switch hands because I can't do anything with my left hand really. So you can use these to write. So I can write. Whoops. Well, I'm writing like a serial killer. Anyway, you can write squiggle, squiggle. I'm just going to squiggle because I can't hold it really good. And then it completely, if I could hold it with both hands. If I had that tripod I was using earlier, this worked really good. But it completely, there we go, completely erases. I make mistakes writing all the time. I have a little bit of a perfectionist thing going on. So when I make one tiny little mistake, I feel like I have to rewrite the entire thing. So these have been just really a godsend for me. Really big thing to know is I use these in my planner. And then a couple weeks ago, I left my planner in the front seat of my car for like a half an hour. No, sorry, not a half an hour. It was like a half a day. It was most of the day, I think, in the hot sun. And the ink disappeared, like on a lot of my stuff. So I don't know if it was the actual heat, because it was like 100 degrees outside, but it was like 190 in my car. I don't know if it was the heat. I don't know if it was because it was on the front seat, it was in direct sunlight for hours and hours. I don't know if it was a combination of the two, but you know, I know now that as much as I love these pens, not to leave my stuff like out in the burning, flaming sun. So anyway, that is my planner. I will let you know how it goes through the school year. You have the back cover, again, that real sturdy thing. As with all these new planners, you can pull the cover off and buy a different one to, you know, if you want to change it up. I will tell you right now, that's something I would never ever do, just because it's just something I wouldn't do. But I like this cover. I love the planner. I'm hoping that it will be very useful this year. and I'll let you guys know how it goes. Thanks for watching. As always, if you have questions or comments, put them in the link below or in the comments below, and I will answer them. In the description box, I will link that other lady's email video. I just can't, or YouTube video. I just cannot think of what her name was, but I will figure it out and put that in there. And then the referral link for Erin Condren. If you guys like what you saw and you decide you want to get one for yourself or anything on that website, I will put the referral link. It does give you the $10. It does give me the $10 also. It's not like I'm giving it to you and I don't get anything. So anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you guys have a good evening. I'm going to put this up and then I'm going to bed. Good night.